Brent Hubbs with Grant Ramey for the Exterior Home Solutions Fast Break as Tennessee beats Wisconsin by 10 in Madison, Wisconsin. Tennessee getting a big road win. Grant Ramey, impressive performance by Tennessee. I know the Wisconsin's not highly ranked and all of that, but Tennessee again continued to fight off whoever on the road. Says a lot about the veteranness of this basketball team.
Yeah, Wisconsin's not ranked, but Wisconsin's a really good basketball program, really tough to beat. And to go on the road in November and to go on the road in the Big Ten again, at least this one counts, I guess, for Tennessee. They went to Michigan State a couple weeks ago, won that exhibition game. To come here and to win it the way they did, it was kind of like that Michigan State game where they built a lead. The home team comes back, makes a run, and they find ways to answer. For this team, they are a veteran. They're experienced. They're one of the older teams in college basketball, I would assume. But to do it this early in the season and find answers and find ways to win, extremely impressive.
All right, is it safe to say that Dalton Connect can play? Are we to that point yet, Grant? That Dalton Connect can absolutely play and can score, and it's just a vital piece to the puzzle for Tennessee.
I mean, between Rick talking to players, we were kind of discussing like what this guy looks like and what he seems to be. And at points in the second half, it looked like just get the ball in the dude's hand and get out of the way and let him go to work. And Tennessee really hasn't had that since of Grant Williams. And I'm not saying that, Dalton's going to be the SEC Player of the Year. I think he has that potential. I'm not saying he's going to be an All-American. I think he's showing he has that potential. But he's just been and the crazy thing is Rick keeps saying he's still learning. And he's still learning, and he's scoring 24 points at Wisconsin, hitting monster shots. And putting Tennessee on his back at times. If he's still learning and he's playing as productively as he has been, and Rick was talking about this a few days ago, he's still learning. He's still getting the hang of things. He's only been here a few months. The sky is the limit for this dude. He looks really, really good.
All right, last couple of things here. I thought it was interesting when Wisconsin made their run and pulled in the second half. It wasn't just Connect. It was Tobe Awonka. It was some different guys, Grant. It wasn't the Ziegler-Vescovy show and a Vescovi show, and that was it. Tennessee was running just solely through them. How big is it that Tennessee's got that kind of diversity in their offensive game where they can go a variety of different ways where maybe you just can't key on those two guys?
I mean, those were the two guys that I had questions about, Jonas and Tobe. And Jonas had some big dunks early in the second half when it was a little bit of a struggle for Tennessee. They ran some good pick and rolls to get him at the rim. And he finished there. And Tobe, yeah, it got down to 3, and then Connect had that baseline drive for that really tough and one. And then Tobe scored back-to-back really tough paint buckets, really big paint buckets to get the lead back to a little bit of arm's length, a little bit of separation there. They're going to need those guys. They got to be more disciplined on the defensive end and avoid foul trouble. They couldn't do that in the first half tonight. They got to be better there. But, yeah, this Tennessee team is finding ways to answer on the road when the home team makes a run, and they haven't had – Santi's been a shell of his old self. Zakai's not up to speed yet. Santi looks like he's kind of still knocking some rust off after missing the exhibition games and some of the preseason there when he went home. So this team, what they're doing now without those two guys, if they get back to being themselves and build on what they've already accomplished, this team so far, it looks like a really good basketball team.
Last question. Did Tennessee take a step defensively in the second half? Because it seemed like it was obviously harder for Wisconsin to score. Did you notice, and did Rick Barnes talk about maybe what Tennessee was doing in the second half defensively that they weren't doing in the first half?
I think they locked down the final 10 minutes. I don't know how many field goals Wisconsin had in the final 8 minutes, but it wasn't very much. And I think that was just they kind of put their foot down, so we're not giving up any more buckets. I think it was kind of a struggle early in the second half. Wisconsin was getting to the rim, making it a little too easy. And for Tennessee Wisconsin battles its way back in the game, and Tennessee finds some answers offensively. And then it just gets back to being Tennessee, what you've come to expect under Rick Barnes, that physical, aggressive, going to be just really tough to score against kind of defense. And that's what you have to close in these big games, especially on the road, to silence a home crowd, to kill that momentum once it gets rolling the wrong way. So for them to kind of get back to that standard defense that everybody's come to expect in the final 8 minutes. Again, this early in the season is what's impressive to me. Yeah, they're veteran, but to do it this early in the season, it's been really impressive to watch.
Big impressive win for Tennessee on the road. They beat Wisconsin 80-70. Grant Ramey has got full coverage along with Rob Lewis from the game. Obviously, Grant in Wisconsin covering that. We'll have full coverage of Tennessee football on Saturday as the Volunteers take on Missouri. That's going to do it for this edition of the Fast Break, presented by our good friends at Exterior Home Solutions.
Your roof, it's the most important protection against nature for your home or your business. That's why I trust the experts at Exterior Home Solutions.